never in my life seen a prosecuting attorney's office that goes after the bad guys with big guns. And not only that, if there's a case, they're going to do everything they can to make that case work. So it's not a give up. It's not a throwing in the white towel. It's none of that. These folks here charge through. So tonight's award for Raleigh County as our partner agency, I'm honored to be in y'all's presence, and it goes to the Raleigh County Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
Go ahead and start by accepting the yielded time from the Fayette County Commission. I also want to add a joke. This home brew over here, made legal by Jordan and Eric over here during the legislative session. So, honestly, I was fortunate enough to be named a champion of children individually 2 years ago. In my speech accepting the award then, I think is probably going to be similar to it is now, which is I think they got it wrong then. I think it was a partner agency award back then as well.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yep.
That's all right.
And I'll tell you this.
And by the way, if you don't know, this has been Hatfield.
Good man.
Our prosecuting attorney in Raleigh County.
Thank you.
Just coming.
Thank you.
And he's awesome.
Trooper Dunn got it correct in that, when he thanked all the individual members of law enforcement, and he graciously thanked me, it's kind of true. We take that spirit away from the meeting, we take it into our law enforcement communities, and we force multiply the teamwork that's built in the meeting into our greater law enforcement communities. No more could be true of the men and women that I work with every day. Whether it's John Leo Bridey and Beth Phillips dealing with juvenile status and delinquency, whether it's Bill Roop and Dominic and Jimmy and Todd Kirby, Melanie Ellison working with juvenile abuse and neglect cases, whether it's Lindsay Thompson, her husband Josh Thompson, Ashley Aker, Morgan Spolerich, prosecuting felony child abuse and neglect crimes or felony child exploitation crimes, and their assistants, Susan Delp, Tabitha Frazier, Amber Lilly, the work that they do. Whether it's Bart Houck listening to hours and hours of jail calls as our intelligence analyst, seeing exactly who's saying what past the jail. Are they trying to intimidate witnesses? Are they trying to put pressure on families? And if they are, getting that information to the individual prosecutors. Whether it's Jeff Shoemake, chasing down leads, chasing down victims when they change addresses, as we know that happens quite frequently. Whether that's any of those individuals, it's a team effort. And the excitement that I take back into the office is the excitement that they approach work with every single day. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. Tell me if I did. And Angela Ward, our grand jury specialist, who preps every single, I was looking over here, who preps every single solitary indictment that's ever indicted in Raleigh County, comes through her hands. So every single solitary one is drafted by her. And I'll add, in January, she hit her 30th year of service to this community through the Prosecuting Attorney's Office. We are all a team, and we all would give anything professionally for the kids with which we service. I don't have a story necessarily personally, but I do have a story of the effort that goes into some of these cases. I do want to share it briefly if I can. I was trying a child sexual assault case the week after Thanksgiving. I figured what better time to try a case. Everyone's back from vacation, everyone's done deer hunting, they're out of the tree stands. It should be easy to get a jury, and it was. We got a jury in just a couple of days. But what do we know about one of our favorite things that lay people say in the system? They say, oh, that's double jeopardy. Everybody loves that term, double jeopardy. They even made it into a movie, double jeopardy. But one of the rules about double jeopardy, when jeopardy attaches, is when a jury's in panel. So in other words, when a jury's in panel, we call the matters joined, and if the trial is abandoned at that point, for any reason of prosecutorial cause, then the defendant cannot be tried again. And I remember Susan Delton and I were picking the jury in a child sexual assault case. And we had just got the jury picked. We just used our peremptory strikes, and the matters were now joined. A knock on the jury room door. It's pretty secret back there. You're not supposed to be back there. It's one of my assistants, Tabitha Frazier, and she's crying. I said, well, what's the matter? I'm worried about you as my employee, but I'm kind of in a trial. She said, call home. I have 3 little girls. I have a wife. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I just can't. She said, call home. I said, what home? My parents are elderly. My wife works, so that wouldn't be called home. So I called my wife, and she said, do you want me to tell you? Yeah, I want you to tell me. She said, your brother passed away this morning. I said, which one? What are you talking about? Both of my brothers are healthy. We just had Thanksgiving together. He was my oldest brother. He's 53, works night shift. And he came home, complained that he didn't feel well, said he was going to take the night off the next night if he didn't feel better. His wife told him to go on to bed. He hadn't been to bed yet and see what he felt like when he woke up. I mean, he never woke up. So I just picked a jury, just impaneled a jury for what would probably be the remainder of the week. Judge Burnside, knowing he was powerless to help me, said, Mr. Hatfield, I can send the jury home for the rest of the day. I said, openings start at 1. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done. But, and I didn't tell the family that I was helping at the time. The show must go on, and it must go on for the kids that we service. That's the spirit we bring into it. That's the spirit that every single person in the office brings into it. When we do a trial, every single prosecutor, every single assistant, Jeff, Bart, whoever it is, they're routinely there to 9, 10 p.m. on trial nights. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not 8:30 or 4:30 in my office. It's a calling. It's purpose driven, and it's the passion with which we approach it each and every day. So if I could get every member of my office to stand up and receive the ovation that you deserve, I would appreciate it. Lastly, I would like to thank every individual at JFK. You guys coordinate with us so well. Whether it's counseling services with Michelle, whether it's advocacy with Kristen and Maria, whether it's interviewing. Kathy was a brilliant interviewer that now went to MDIT coordinator. Kendall does interviews very, very well. Tim Vickers, Manon. I know I'm probably forgetting someone, but it's teamwork, and that's the whole MDIT model. That's what you've heard from everyone that spoke. We are each other's force multipliers. We are exponentially more powerful together than we are individually. So I can't thank them enough, and I will return the thank yous to you guys, to you ladies and gentlemen, just as much as I get.